Hello and welcome everybody to the Nerdy Dad Podcast. My name is Levi Bullard, or DM Dadbot on social media, and today we're going to cover how do you dungeon master, or at least how do you get started with it. Now, a dungeon master is the person who runs the game, who essentially tells you what world, what settings, and what the world or how the world reacts to what you do and what your characters do. Now, I know dungeon mastering can be a very daunting task and can seem almost scary or intimidating, especially if you watch Critical Role or any of the other live plays where you're like, wow, these people are so good. How do I create all that? How do I do all that for my players? I don't think I can. So daunting. Well, to that I say, you don't have to. You don't have to do everything that Matt Mercer or Brendan Lee Mulligan does. You don't have to be that perfect DM because they've been doing it since they were kids, essentially. And they're professionals. At this point, they're professional D&D players. They're professional voice actors. They're just all around professionals. So my biggest thing is do not compare yourself to anybody, and especially do not compare yourself to professionals. You may aspire, do not compare. Now, how do you get started being a dungeon master? I think that's one of the most important things, and that's what I had to figure out. Because when I started, I still to this day have never played a game of D&D myself. I've never been a player. I've only been a dungeon master. So, being a dungeon master is kind of near and dear to my heart. It gave me that creative outlet that I've always been searching for. The way I can build my towns and people together, and now it's given me the creative outlet I can, so I'm actually writing my own book, and that's solely based on me being a dungeon master. You don't really need to go out and buy anything for it. You can find all of your information online by quick Google searches. So if you do have the money, cool. Go get yourself the player's handbook, get yourself the monster manual, and you're awesome. If you have money, you can get the Dungeon Master's Guide for all of its like roll tables, but I honestly don't find much help in the Dungeon Master's Guide. It's very structured and not a way that you, or at least not a way that I like to build my world and create my NPCs and towns. It's very randomized with a strict roll table. But if you're not a creative person, those roll tables are amazing. Or if you get into a little bit of a pinch and you can't think of something right off the bat, go pull out those roll tables. They are amazing for help. You can make up almost anything you want as a dungeon master, so it doesn't matter if you use homebrew world, which is to say you created your own world, or if you decided, you know what, I'm just going to go get a pre-made module that somebody else created and I'm just going to run their game. That way I don't have to come up with it all. It makes it seem really easy, and to a lot of people it is. You go through, you read it, and then you pitch it to your players, essentially. And a lot of people do like that, but they get afraid. Well, what if I start it and then I mess it up because I don't know? You're the dungeon master. You have full control over what happens. You are the one that decides, no, okay, this is Curse of Strahd, and I may have messed up something. Well, now Strahd was supposed to be here, but he's not. Throw another monster in. Throw him in. Have him fly past. Do something. You can just make up anything, and something that will seem thematically to you at that moment. And if it doesn't, oh well. You'll change it later. Or it just won't even matter because it's the little minute details that people just don't realize. Now, when I say change, I don't mean that you're just going to take Strahd out and he's not the bad guy anymore. But what I'm going to say is you can take it and tweak it a bit. tweak the names or people, if you don't like the way that, his right hand helps him, or how he acts or whatever, you can completely change it and make the dude right that's always having contact with him be a real goofy guy. Hey, Strahd! Like, if that's the type of game you want to have, you can change it, and it does not matter. People in the comments may tell you, how dare you play this person like that, or Strahd can never be a clown. You know what? Strahd's a clown in my game now. I'm gonna make Strahd von Dojkovic. Yep, you know what? I'm writing that down right now. Hold on. There we go. Strahd von Dojkovic. So, literally, as I am making this video for you guys, I just came up with a very creepy idea of having Strahd as a undead clown. Don't know how I would play that, but an undead clown vampire, I'm gonna figure it out. Damn fly! Anyway, this video is a lot like dungeon mastering, and that's because I've had so many things that have already popped into my head and that have been bothering me and flying around and changing up the whole gameplay of this video. Changing up exactly what I wanted to do in this video and what I wanted to talk about. But I think that's awesome because that's what a dungeon master is all about. It's about improvising. It's about figuring out that your plan isn't actually going to be that fun and your players are looking for something else and changing it. It's making sure that no matter who's at your table, they have a fun and enjoyable experience. Being a dungeon master is making sure that the world that you set up is there for people to play and explore and have fun with, not for you to tell a story. The imagination machine that came to your school. I hope you know what I'm talking about because that was amazing as a kid. There was a narrator or a person who would stand at this podium and kind of narrate what the actors are doing and everything for the kids. So we were sitting out there watching this guy talk to us and tell us what's happening while we see all of it portraying or happening on stage. But I always thought, what if one of those people decided they just wanted to jump off the stage or trip somebody up? Would the narrator go with it? Would they be and close the curtains? That's what dungeon mastering is learning. I say all this and I do these twists and turns today to show you that being a dungeon master is not straightforward, but it's not hard. It's fun, but it's a lot of work. So if you're interested or you want to know anything else about becoming a dungeon master, please let me know in the comments below and let me know what other videos you want me to tackle on how to be a dungeon master. So until next time, guys, what was the first time you wanted to become a dungeon master? Share the stories below, guys.